walk in here. District 2. So I'm here in District 2, which is District Thủ Đức. Technically, it's really hot. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, what the heck? Who's this guy?
Peter!
Do I know you?
What's
Do I know you?
Welcome, man.
Who are you?
You found us.
Who are you?
Brian.
Brian what?
Asian Hustle Network. I just cut my hair.
Oh, that Facebook group?
Yeah.
It's a Facebook group.
Yeah, we have an office here in Vietnam.
It makes money?
Yeah, of course we make money. How else do we keep ourselves sustained?
What are you doing in Vietnam?
I love Vietnam, man. It's the place to be. Underrated for sure.
How much people do you have in your company in this building?
Right now it's about 30 people.
30. All there up?
All upstairs. You're gonna see them in the
Open space?
Open space.
So what is this? What does it stand for? But like,
Animal Habitat Association.
I knew it. So you have this, you own this place? You're renting here?
Yeah, we're renting upstairs on the second floor.
How much? Do you have a deal? You gonna disclose or no?
Oh yeah, it's 50 million.
50 mil.
Yeah, a month. So it's about roughly $2,100 per month.
Cool.
And it actually fits 60 people.
You want to give us a tour?
Let's do it.
Okay,
Come
let's go.
upstairs. I hope to rent out the space one day.
Oh shit. Here, okay. You own this. This is your building.
Welcome to an MTV
Oh
tour.
my
It is. So this is our team. We have our engineering team, but some people are off today. It's True Crowd Manager, Thing, our UX UI.
Hugh, our intern. This is our production area. Kai's our lead over here. Vic's also our lead. We have our graphic designers, video editors. This is how you see all the magic happening on social media right now. And over here we have our awesome Bonnie, which is she's does a little bit of everything. Sales, marketing, events, a lot of coordination. Her team working that's the largest one here right now. We have awesome Zell over there. She's our awesome event coordinator. And we have our sales account management and over here. That was in the medium there, so that's deliberation going on.
This is where I sit. I have Chaco. That guy right here. Yes, that's right. And these are all my toys. One Piece, and I found this in Hong Kong. I'm a huge Shohei Ohtani fan. This is my vision board right here as well. Everything I want to accomplish in the next 5 years has to be crystal clear.
This obviously didn't, unless you like got hella seeded money from somewhere. This doesn't start from scratch.
No, we'll talk about all about that in a bit.
How did it start? Right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I just show up and be fine. It's not like I don't know them. We had a new office space. That was our intention.
Where were you before? Okay. So we're here with, who are you?
Bryan, founder of Asian Hustle Network.
Brian what though, bro?
Oh, sorry, Bryan Pham.
Pham.
Yeah.
So you're Vietnamese?
I'm full Vietnamese, that's correct.
And what are you doing in Vietnam first? Let's start from there.
Yeah, I came back to Vietnam closer to 3 years ago because I felt disconnected from my Vietnamese heritage.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I came back.
And how long have you been here?
Almost 3 years. Yeah, I would say 3, going on my 4th year.
And where's home originally?
So I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. In particular, I was raised in the San Gabriel area. SGV. So I went to high school as primarily Asian.
Like Whittier type of that, or like Rosemead, Alhambra Heights, stuff. Yeah,
Rosemead,
okay.
Alhambra, Arcadia,
Okay.
Temple City.
So then you probably always felt like Vietnamese, or like you're around all the uncles, the typical Vietnamese, the Vietnamese,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like around a lot of Vietnamese people, but it's a very Asian-dominated area. So a lot of like Chinese, Koreans, Japanese, and so forth. Oh my God, so many bugs here. Yeah, there's a good amount of Vietnamese people there, and the cool thing is that we're all first generation as well.
How was growing up there? Like, did you feel Vietnamese?
That's the tough part. I think in terms of growing up, I wasn't too prideful to be Vietnamese, because I feel like with my other Asian friends, I always felt like Vietnamese was like the butt of all jokes growing up. I didn't really like it. So it took me a while to be very prideful as a Vietnamese American.
And what do you do for work there? Wait, before we even go anywhere, it's like, how old are you?
I suppose you mean like this. I'm turning 36.
36. Oh, I thought you were 37.
Yeah, so I'm turning 36, 1989.
So did you go through the typical school in America? Like you go to uni, you get a typical job?
That's right.
Tell us more.
I went to, I had really, not strict parents, but pretty loose parents, but I studied engineering.
What kind of
Right, so computer science was my major. So I went through the normal process and I ended up working at age 20. So I've been working for a long time.
You skipped? Like,
I wouldn't say I skipped, but I definitely graduated on the younger side of things. And then I graduated like
You're
1 year earlier in college.
wow.
Yeah,
And what did you do? What was your major?
computer science. Yeah, so
Are you like a full stack developer, Python, Ruby, everything, or backend?
Yeah, I'm primarily backend, I would say, and then I moved over to automation and DevOps. So my career, I started as a software tester, became a web developer, backend engineer, and then eventually migrated myself to DevOps.
So that's like at least what 100, 200K salary you're talking about?
I know it's funny because
Is that the dream?
it was a dream. It was funny because I was looking at my salary like 6 years ago, just for fun, right? Because my anniversary of my quitting day 5 years ago is was actually April 30th, so it's coming up.
Yeah.
So as a daily reminder, I was looking at my former salary. I'm like, damn, that was a lot of money.
So like, let's talk about that. So you're
Yeah.
making 6 figures,
Yeah.
America, coding, life's good.
Yeah.
What made you be like, F this, we're in Vietnam right now? So what happened?
Oh man, it's such
Give
a,
us the, I don't get too much, I don't want to make you cry. You told me,
Yeah.
I'm not want to make you cry, but like,
Yeah.
give us the TLDR.
Long story short, there's a lot of different things that caused me to want to build my own thing. I think the biggest thing for me was working into like 2011, 2012 at Microsoft, at Boeing, and realizing that there's no such thing as company loyalty, right? I feel like the more you commit yourself to a company,
or the company loyal to you? You loyal to the company?
both, both. I feel like people that are too loyal get screwed over, right? And a good example of this is like back in 2013, 2014, like I was at Microsoft and IBM around those times, and they were going to massive layoffs, right? So what that experience taught me was they decided to keep me and lay off like my mentors and stuff because I was deemed as cheaper and just as capable, right? So I'm basically half their salary, and they decided to keep me instead. And to see my mentors and managers go to a phase where they were loyal to a company for 20, 30 years and suddenly pop back on the job market without fixing their resume in 20, 30 years and seeing them struggle to find the next opportunity made me realize, man, that could be me. You know, that could easily be me. I got to build something of my own one day. And because I saw that in my early 20s, I started tampering and tinkering with different things, trying to like get an extra source of income. So I guess nowadays you call it side hustling.
Did you build that slowly, your the Asian hustle? Or?
Yeah. So, point of reference, I quit my job at age 30, right? So I made a goal to myself that no matter where I am by age 30, I will quit whatever corporate job I'm at and build my own thing. But it took me a long time because my biggest fear in my early 20s was going homeless. Right? I was fearful of like not having an income because I was like, man, like who's gonna take care of me? My parents are first generation immigrants.
But you're making like 6 figures.
I know, but the difference is like if that goes away, that's it. Right? If I don't have my job anymore, that's it. I don't have any backup income.
Gotcha.
You know?
Talking about your first generation immigrants, like what did you tell them? Hey, I'm gonna quit.
So around age 26, I quit my job for the first time. And I didn't tell my parents. And I wanted to test out this entrepreneurial thing. And needless to say, after 7 months, I came back to a corporate job because I failed, you know? And then when I came back, I became smarter because I started to come back into a startup asking management how they make money, how they do business deals. And I was kind of priming myself. I was spending less, going out less, making sure I had a savings so I can make the jump again and this time never come back. That was Asian Hustle Network.
When you quit that,
Yeah.
you already have built up the Asian Hustle Network to the point where it
Yeah.
was sustainable, of where it's like I don't need the job.
I wasn't as sustainable as I wanted to be. It was, as you know, like early days is very wonky. Like your salary, your income is very inconsistent, and it's like, oh no, I'll eat for a month and stop eating for 5 months type of thing, you know. And I feel like every time your back is pushing against the wall, you become more innovative. Like you innovate a lot more, and you're like, no, like I can't live like this. This is a terrible life.
So tell the folks, Asian Hustle Network, USP in 2 sentences.
So we are the world's largest Asian community. We drive the Asian community forward.
And what is the business model?
So that's a great question. So the original business model was we're more as a media company originally back in like 2020, 2021. So we took a lot of like corporation sponsorships, sponsoring like different programming, trying to reach the Asian audience. But I feel like around 2023 that dried up, right? A lot of DEI programs are starting to be cut. Being Asian suddenly was cool, but no longer cool anymore. So companies started ignoring us, and that really took us in a really dark direction, or dark times at the time. So I would say the last year we have pivoted towards more of a service-based organization because we realized that there's a lot of people inside our community always looking for different services, right? People are looking for web development, accounting, legal, recruitment, branding, and we started servicing those because we do it internally really well already. And we kind of thought of ourselves just sharing the resource of our community. But nowadays the business model has evolved is because not only do we offer in-house services, but we also subcontract and white label into our community. So they become our experts and subcontractors for all the services, which allow us to serve multiple different markets.
So you guys aren't just a Facebook group. Because how I found out about you like years ago was like, oh, this is just like a Asian professional networking group. So it's much more than that. And it makes money.
Yeah.
Can you disclose roughly what is the gross revenue year over year?
We're reaching 7 figures right now. So it's a really good feeling for us to even have a clear roadmap. But the thing I've been challenging my team is like reaching 7 figures is great. How do you get to 8? How do you get to 9, right? And it's a matter of doing a few things super well.
But this, of course, wasn't just yourself. You have a co-founder.
I do.
And they're still co-founders.
That's right. We've been working together for 6 years. Her name is Maggie. She's based in Las Vegas right now.
So you were scheming this from the beginning, with you and her?
Yeah, we were scheming this 1 year before we actually launched.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
so
you both had your corporate jobs.
we both had a corporate job. But I think it was very clear that we needed to jump all in. And about 2 months after it's going viral across the world, I made the first jump, and 7 months later, Maggie made the jump. I should be coming back to Vietnam and kind of hire here, but also help develop the mentality and attitude here. I want to see my country develop.
So, do you remember your first couple of months in Vietnam? Because you said you came back when you were 7 years old.
Yeah.
So, like, how's it as like a grown-ass man into Vietnam?
So disclaimer, I was speaking at a conference in Korea, so I kind of leveraged, because they paid for my flights and hotel to fly to Asia. I'm like, wait, I'm already in Asia being paid to come here to speak. So I kind of just booked the flight from Korea to Hanoi. So I came to Hanoi first, and that was the first, like, oh no, I feel like I kind of made a mistake. Nothing against Hanoians, but as an American coming to Hanoi, it's very different from a Western culture. And I feel like from the accent perspective, because my parents are from Nha Trang, and growing up, we had.
Say it again. What city?
Because my parents are from Nha Trang.
Nha Trang.
Nha Trang.
Nha Trang.
Nha Trang.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because my parents are from Nha Trang. It was really hard for me to understand the accents in Hanoi, and I think at that point it was like everything my mom said was true. I'm like, I don't understand anything here. It's crazy. And the worst part was like, I was eating on the street, and I feel like I got scammed because this lady charged you 500K Vietnamese dong for a bowl of pho.
500?
500. I was like, no, it is 500. She's like, I'm gonna call the police on you. I was like, what?
Wow.
So like that kind of made me realize, oh no, I made a mistake. But then I was like, okay, let's give it more time. Let's see. So I slowly made my way from Hanoi to Da Nang to Nha Trang. As I made my way south, I felt more at home because I looked more coming to Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon. There's a lot of brands I recognize now, and it feels more homey, it feels more westernized, it feels more liberal, right? And I was like, wait, maybe I can build a life here and I can build a business here. That's important for me. And the crazy part was as I got more south, I understood the Vietnamese. When I went more north, I couldn't understand anything.
This is the accent.
Yeah.
Obstacle.
Yeah, it was. I was like, dude, if I can't talk to my future employees, how am I gonna manage them? Yeah.
Do you speak English to your team here?
I do. I do, but
Is it a requirement to work at AHN?
no, not a requirement. They like it. They like being able to speak English, and I noticed that some of them in the last 3 years have been working for me. Their English has dramatically improved. Their confidence in speaking with foreigners and investors and stakeholders have improved dramatically. So I really like that for them.
So let's go back to when you paid 500K for a bowl of pho. What was the thing about you saying, oh my God, I want to quit? Like, do you remember what was that voice?
It was my mom's voice. Like, I remember it's crazy how much like your parents influence your decision. Because the last thing she said to me was like, oh, you better watch out or you're going to get scammed in Vietnam. And the first 3 days I got scammed. I was like, my mom was right. What if I get scammed again?
Yeah, because like every time I post that online, it's always like, hey, bro, it's like 10 cents or like $10, right?
But it's the principle.
That's what I say. It's
the
always
principle. It's $20, by the way, for a bowl of pho in Vietnam, which is ridiculous.
Same as the price of the States.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like at most $2 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as for me, that also happened to me.
Really?
Yes, but then it kind of, you build lessons, right? And you kind of, I feel like Vietnam gives you like a thicker skin going through this stuff, you know?
It does.
I feel like we're really soft in the West.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think, but like you expect someone to be like what they say to me. I believe them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, flash forward like 2 years, 3 years, right? How I felt 3 years ago and how I feel now is completely different. I met a lot of good people in the last few years that Vietnam is a great place to be. There's a lot of higher integrity people here.
Do you think Vietnam changed you anyway? Just being around more your culture, your people.
You don't have to live in the Western world to enjoy a high quality of life, right? There are people here that are actually born and raised in Vietnam that have a lot in common with you too, right? I call them third culture kids because they speak English well, they understand Western culture just as well, right? And you have really good, deep dialogue. And in general, I feel like the young generation here and the people here are really immersed with the world and themselves. They understand themselves way better than any youth in America.
Just speaking of like what were some like stereotypes that you had about Vietnam before you came here?
Let's talk about generational trauma, right? my mom would just tell me like, oh, like, you know, there's like really no roads, infrastructures, everything. She's not wrong, but she's not right neither, right? I think Vietnam is getting there. It's far more developed, but except it's developed in certain patches, right? So she's right, I'm also right, we're both right.
I don't know, but back in the day where it's like 2005, 2006, it's like, is there Wi-Fi here? Do we have?
Yeah.
It's like the internet.
You know what's funny? I was at the airport, when I last flew here like a few months ago. This lady at the airport was talking to the guy, and she's like, she's Vietnamese too. It's hella funny. She's like, "Is there Wi-Fi here?" And a guy at the airport was like, "Yeah, we have Wi-Fi in caves too." She's like, "Really?"
Because it's like, I just met you in Australia the first time.
Yeah.
And it boggled my mind because being in Vietnam, I'm like, Wi-Fi, data everywhere.
Yeah.
I go to Australia in Sydney and I go to a coffee shop. I'm like, hey, can I get the Wi-Fi? There's no Wi-Fi here.
Oh my god.
I was like, what the heck? I'm spoiled because of Vietnam now.
Yeah. There's a lot of Wi-Fi here everywhere, so you're not screwed. Yeah.
Do you plan to stay here? You're 3 years, 6 going on almost 7 figures now. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Do you plan to keep growing your anchors in Vietnam, or are you kind of looking at other countries?
I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface here yet, right? I feel like right now it's in the very early stages of Vietnam, and I want to continue building here. I think the one thing for me is it's very similar to the PayPal mafia, where everyone worked at PayPal and became a founder. I noticed that AHN itself is forming to an AHN mafia, where people that leave us become founders, right? And it makes me very happy to see. I never seen it as a competition in any way. I see it as, they learn a lot here to have the courage to do something on their own.
Well, that's a good mindset shift because you could easily get jaded.
Yeah. It makes me really happy to see that they're applying a lot of their management concept, the way they're planning, the way they're thinking, the way I stress systems and processes, right, and automation. That's my background. And seeing them being able to take off, and someone even surpassed me already. I'm like, dang. Wow. Dang, like, I should have used you more. What the hell?
You sound like a pretty successful dude, bro. Do you ever lose sleep in Vietnam where it's like, I made the wrong decision? Like, what do you usually think about? Besides getting scammed for 500K, bro.
I never lose sleep over that, right? I think about my time, and it's not worth losing sleep about. You kind of feel about it at the moment. But I kind of think about, it's not really about the business or about the money or anything. I think about the culture fit. Because sometimes living here, I feel like an outsider, right? I think every day I would take a Grab, and as soon as I talk, or anywhere I talk to the lady, it's like, anh nói lâu vậy, anh người nước ngoài, huh? I don't know. I think at first I didn't really care, but after 3 years of hearing the same thing every day for 365 days a year, it's like,
maybe you gotta improve your Vietnamese, Bryan.
Huh?
You gotta improve your Vietnamese.
No, I feel like I understand like 98% of.
Okay, your listening is good.
My listening is great.
Okay.
There's some words that obviously I learned when I came back here. So what I realized too is that the Vietnamese my parents taught me was from the 1980s.
Yeah, like airport.
Yeah.
What is it?
I know. It's like a freezing time.
What word is airport?
Sung Bai.
The old one that you know.
Is it old one? I don't know Sung Bai.
Phi trường.
Oh, Phi Chung.
That's the old school one. Or then back then it was what's hospital? The old school one.
The old school one. Fuck, what is hospital again?
Hospital
Bình Ying.
Bệnh viện. Mà the old school one is nhà thương.
Oh, I heard of both before.
Right? So
Yeah.
It was like the old updated.
I
so
didn't even know
all the millennials or our parents back in the day that they migrated abroad,
Yeah.
they used the old Vietnamese where it's like we needed like a software update, you know?
Yeah. The coolest word I learned when I moved back here was someone was like, anh ơi, anh muốn phô mai không? I'm like, what the hell is phô mai? Yeah, I'm phô mai á. Phô mai. I was like, you're just looking at you like, phô mai, phô mai. I'm like, oh,
Phô mai.
cheese. And then that's my favorite word because I love cheese. My mom used to say, con ơi, con muốn cheese không?
Oh,
She never
cheese.
says phô mai.
Yeah, bro, it's like English words where our parents used.
They're fused.
Just the Vietnamese accent to it, right?
Yeah. Con ơi, con muốn cheese không?
It's like you go to it's not Costco, it's
Costco.
no, Costco.
Costco.
Like just add a little Vietnamese twang to it. So let's touch your Vietnamese, bro.
Okay.
Thì hôm nay cười rồi á. Anh cười cái gì ạ?
Cười tại với đây vui.
Em là nhỏ tuổi hơn á.
Ờ.
Thì anh là anh, em là em.
Đúng rồi, phải không? Em trai.
Thì anh có thể giới thiệu mọi người bằng tiếng Việt được không? Và công việc là gì?
Anh là anh không có tên Việt, chỉ có tên Mỹ thôi. Anh thôi, anh là Bryan Pham. Anh là đảm thời làm giám đốc, sếp của Asian Hustle Network. Like Asian Hustle Network, like thế giới hết, driving the Asian community forward.
English.
I don't know, lying the Asian community forward.
So basically, you have like a Vietnamese salesperson to pitch.
Of course.
Just like that. That would be. I'm like, huh?
Sometimes I like have a translator when I talk to like Vietnamese vendors.
Okay, so give me one more interesting word that you have in Vietnamese that you learned recently.
I don't know. I feel like phô mai was the biggest takeaway. I can't think of anything else.
Really?
Yeah. Everything else I sort of knew, but there's a lot of Gen Z slang that the team taught me.
Okay, give us one.
Oh man, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's usually it goes in my mind as like English translation and it goes blank. Yeah, I can't think of something right now, but apparently there's a lot of slang.
How about I'll give you one. Sit keo.
Yay.
Sit keo.
Sit keo? What the hell is sit keo?
Yeah, that's sit keo.
Sit keo like hair gel?
Sort of. Sit is like spray.
Yeah.
Keo is like glue.
Yeah.
So put it together as analogy.
I'm glued to you?
No, it's kind of like dumbfounded.
Oh.
Sit keo. Like someone roasted you so hard,
Really?
you can't say anything. Sit keo.
What the heck? Yeah, that's something I learned.
Thanks, bro, for coming on the show. One word of advice for people who want to come to Vietnam and explore this. Maybe they're a VitQ, they're a foreigner. They're like, should I do this? Do I need to build a 7-figure, 8-figure business? What if I come here and I fail? Should I even do it? Yes, no, my mom, the world. What should I do, Brian? What should I do?
Come here with an intention that you're regardless of what happens, you're gonna build something. I think the people that end up moving back are the people that came here without a clear purpose, even some sort of purpose of what they're gonna do here, right? Because if you can think of anything here, Vietnam is the place to build. The talent here is great, the people here is great, and Vietnam is a great place to foster any sort of creative talent you have, right? More so than anything. If you want to be a content creator, you want to talk more to your audience, you're gonna have the right people here that will help you scale that really fast.
You heard it here, folks, guys. Brian, Asian Hustle Network. Thank you, brother. Thank you.